Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I am bringing you my most anticipated releases for 2020. I know I'm a bit late for this, but like, am I ever not late? Let's be real. The first one we have is A Heartstopper Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. I actually have that one already because it came out January 7th. This one is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which, spoiler alert, made it to my favorites of 2019. So I'm very much anticipating to read this. But yeah, so this unfortunately didn't fit in my January TBR. I am, however, trying to make it fit. I'm trying to get through all the books that I had on my TBR so then I can read this one as well, but we'll see. Even if not, I'll read it in February, it's fine. But yes, so in A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which is the first one, we follow Harper. Now Harper has cerebral palsy and she lives in Washington DC. Now she sees this girl being attacked by this very strange man, and when she tries to help this girl, like try to do something about it, she ends up being transported into Amberfall. Amberfall is a parallel world to our world. It's like a fantasy world, and there she meets Prince Ren, who has been cursed, and she finds out that things are much more complicated than she thought. Also, this story is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I love, even though we've had so many and I've read quite a few, but like, I love Beauty and the Beast and I love retellings, so this book is just perfect. I gave the first book 5 stars. Again, it made it to my favorites of the year, so I cannot wait to read this. Also, I can't talk personally for the cerebral palsy rep, but I know of some people that have read it, and I think someone with cerebral palsy read it as well, and they said that it was a good representation. So I'll try to find that video, and if I do find it, I'll put it down below. But yeah, just know that it is, I think, a good representation, and the book is amazing, and I can't wait to read this one. The second one is Love Her or Lose Her by Tessie Bailey. This comes out January 14th, and this is the second book in the Hot and Hammered series. I think that's what it's called. The first one is Fix Her Up, which I did really enjoy. I think I gave it like 4 stars or something like that. I really enjoyed it. In this one, we follow Rosie and Dominic, and their relationship has just gone downhill. Dominic, I think, went to be a soldier, and he came back, and now now their relationship is kind of gone. They schedule like sex once a week, and that's pretty much it. That's their relationship, and throughout the other days they just barely even talk to each other, barely even acknowledge each other. So I am very much excited to see what this one has to bring. I know that some people that already read it have some mixed feelings, because I think Dominic is supposed to be like those alpha male kind of man, so like if you're not into that, you might not like this, but I'm normally okay with that as long as it's done well, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I want to read it and see what I think and make my own opinions on it, and yeah. The next one comes out January 21st, and it's Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This one follows 2 teenagers, I think, or like young adults, and there's Pepper and there's Jack, and they run their Twitter's account for their parents' businesses, like restaurants I think it is, and at one point in the story, one steals the recipe of the other, and then they're very focused on bringing each other down on the internet. But you know, people start shipping them as a couple because they're so like fiery, and you know, they hate each other so much that people actually start shipping them, and they have no idea who the other is, and as you can imagine, they start falling for each other and romance pops up, and yeah. It sounds like a really cute read, and I watched Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads review on it because she got an arc of it, and that's how I found out about it, and she completely adored it. I think it made it to her favorites or something like that. Like, she really liked it, so I can't wait to read this. Next up is Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. This one, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it is. It took booktube by storm. Everyone is talking about these books, everyone is loving these books, and I personally am as well. I fell in love with these two boys. If you don't know what it's about, it's the love story of these two boys. One of them is out as gay, the other one is not out at all. He didn't even know that he wasn't straight, he always thought he was straight. And so it's about him dealing with the fact of not being straight and how to tell people and come out to his family and friends and all that, everything like that. And then they also at school, so you've got that aspect of it, you know, bullies and all that comes with being at school, and you know, like getting to know yourself and your sexuality and all these kinds of things. And it's just amazing. It's so cute. The art style is so cute. I'm pretty sure everyone's read this at this point, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor and go read this. These next two, by a universe, coincidence, or whatever it is you want to call it, they were my two favorite authors. They come out on the same day and I am dying. Honestly, I cannot wait for these books, and I don't even know how I'm gonna survive after these books. And I pre-ordered both of them, so they're both arriving at the same time or like in the same day, and I'm here like, how am I supposed to choose which one to read first? And if you know anything about me, or if you are up with new releases, then you know that I'm talking about Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, and of course House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. Now, oh my god, guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am for these books. Also, I've seen people that have an arc of House of Earth and Blood and they're loving it. It's so good. I also know that it's huge and I'm here for it. Yes. So House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas is an urban fantasy. It's got all sorts of like demons, angels, vampires, werewolves, fairy, humans, all kinds of things, which I'm all here for. Honestly, I'm so excited. I don't know like much about it plot wise. I know it's obviously gonna have romance. It is Sarah J Maas and it's adult as well, so I just know she's gonna go crazy with it. Oh my god, it's like she has no restraints at all. It is an adult novel. She can do whatever the freak she wants. I'm buzzing. And then Chain of Gold is obviously a Shadowhunter novel. There's plenty of Shadowhunter novels out at this point, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. Just know that it's a sequel to The Infernal Devices, and if you've not read that, then you should definitely go read that. Again, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. I have read all Shadowhunter books that there is, everything that could possibly be like out. I've read it and I've loved it. There is no book by Cassandra Clare that I've rated less than 5 stars, so the excitement is real. Next up, we've got The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Susan Collins. Now this is another one that I feel like a lot of people will be anticipating. This is a prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. It is said to take place 64 years before Katniss and all that, so it is very, very exciting. Actually today when I'm filming this, I've seen the news about how it's going to be about President Snow. He's going to be really, really young. Obviously this was 64 years before, you know, the Hunger Games trilogy, so, and apparently he's going to be like a hero, or we're going to be following him as he becomes evil, something like that. I just know he's going to be the main character, I believe. I don't know. I am very excited. I cannot wait to see what Susan Collins is going to do with this series, and I am so excited. I feel like I'm just going to say that for all of these books, but like honestly, I'm so excited. I almost forgot to say, it comes out May 19th. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. On the 26th of May, there's one book that I've recently discovered. I think someone shared it on Goodreads and I read the synopsis and instantly added it to my Goodreads one to read, and I just put it on my anticipated books of the year because I was like, oh my god, I need this in my life. And that book is I Kiss Alice by Anna Birch. I think that's how you say her name. I'm probably mispronouncing every name in here, but it's fine. There was two things that literally drew me in straight away. It said it's for fans of Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, which I loved, and for fans of Fangirl, which I also loved. So I was sold just by that. I was sold by that first line. And then it's also a female-female romance. I think it's described as a romantic comedy sort of thing, and it's also enemies to lovers. These two girls are competing, I think, for a scholarship, and so they're always, you know, fighting against each other, and they hate each other, and you know, it's all fun and games. But they also work in this fanfic project together without knowing that one is the other, if that makes sense. So they don't know who each other is, but they're working together towards something that they love, I'm pretty sure. So obviously, again, a romance is gonna spark up, and I'm here for it. The next one is This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling. This is the sequel to These Witches Don't Burn. I adored These Witches Don't Burn. I read it last year and it was freaking amazing. So I cannot tell you how excited I am for this book. And I'm honestly dying because it comes out June 2nd, so I've still got a long wait to go, and I'm dying to get my hands on the next book. So obviously it's a sequel, I can't tell you much about it, but it's about witches, and in the first book, I don't think this is a spoiler, like there's some witch hunters that come to town, and they're like trying to find people that are witches, and then they can hunt them down and stuff like that. So obviously our main character is trying to survive and trying to fight these witch hunters alongside with her coven and her friends. She also, in the first book, has to work with her ex-girlfriend, which was also very interesting to see, because obviously even though they have their own issues, they have to work together because they're part of the same coven, and they obviously need to survive, you know, both of them. So it was very good, and I think in the second one, and the way that the first one ended, I just know this second one will be even more tense and even more dangerous, because the hunters have discovered this new weapon to like kill the witches and stuff like that. Again, I don't want to say too much because you need to read these books. But just know that it's amazing and you should read them. On August 11th, there is another one that I've just recently discovered, and look at this cover. Like, just the cover made me want to read it. I'm gonna be honest, like I wanted to read this book because of the cover. I have no excuse. But I mean, it's gorgeous. But then also I read the synopsis and it sounds amazing as well. So I'm just hoping that the book inside will be as beautiful as the cover. But yeah, so in this book we follow Sheetal, I think that's how you say her name. And she's the daughter of a star and a human. Now her dad gets injured by starfire or something like that. I just know that he gets really badly injured, and she needs the power of a star to heal him. Now obviously she is not a full star, she is half human, half star, so she cannot be the one to do this. So she goes on a journey to find a star that could help her dad. If that doesn't sound amazing, I don't know what does. So this has very much great potential to become one of my favorite books of the year. I'm just going to put it out there because this sounds incredible. And last but not least, on September 15th, we've got Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. Bridge of Souls is the third book in the Cassidy Blake series. This is a middle grade series that Victoria Schwab is writing, also known as V. Schwab. She, I think, changed when she's writing middle grade / adult, so yeah. Victoria Schwab. We all know who Victoria Schwab is, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so this is a middle grade series, and Cassidy Blake has had a near-death experience that now allows her to move the veil between the living world and the dead. Obviously that comes with a lot of trouble, to say the least. She's also got Jacob, her ghost best friend, and he's adorable. But again, that also causes a bit of trouble. And on top of all that, her parents are actually ghost hunters. So they have this TV show where they go to the most like haunted cities and countries to find all this like ghost activity and stuff. So she ends up going with them to these places, and you know, story just goes from there. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's really cute. I loved the first two books, and I highly recommend, if you haven't read them yet, to go read them. These are the only Victoria Schwab books that I've read as of right now, but I definitely want to read her other books. So yeah, I know she's got quite a few. Let me know down below which one I should start with. If you have a favorite one of hers, let me know. I would love to know which ones you love the best. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if any of these books are in your most anticipated list as well. I would love to know if you're also anticipating any of these books, so chat to me down below. Let me know what books you are most anticipating, and let me know what books you are most anticipating, and maybe I'll add them to my list as well. Like I said, like, these are just the ones that I know of right now, so there might be more throughout the year that I find out and discover. So if you have any that is not on this list, just feel free to let me know. And yeah, that is it for me today, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!